And I give the call to the honourable member for Curtin.
This is a question for the Minister for Climate and Energy. New fossil fuel projects have no place in our future net zero economy, and at some stage they will become stranded assets. Under the proposed safeguard mechanism, both new projects in sectors with a future and new fossil fuel projects can buy unlimited emissions offsets. How will the safeguard mechanism differentiate between these two types of new projects, the ones we need and the ones that will make it harder?
I'll give the call to the Minister for Climate Change and Energy.
Well, thanks very much, Mr Speaker. I do thank the honourable member for her question and her interest in this issue and her engagement. And as the honourable member knows, the safeguards mechanism covers 215 existing facilities and will cover any facility that is new of any type which emits more than 100,000 tonnes of emissions each year. And indeed, that is part of the opportunity and the challenge of getting the policy design right, because it is important to capture every single facility, old and new, of varying types. And it is important to ensure that there is a framework in place for emissions reduction. I don't care whether it's an old facility, a long-standing existing facility or a new facility of any type. It's also important to reflect the complexity of the different types and the types of abatement that are possible. And the honourable member refers to this. As I said yesterday in the House, some facilities have on-site abatement technology available to them now. Others do not. Others have it emerging at different rates, and that's why the use of offsets is very important. In relation to how new entrants are treated, I just make this point. At the moment, the emissions from facilities that are projected to join would be around 38 million tonnes. We can reduce that very, very substantially. If reforms pass, there will be a constraint on emissions from new facilities. If the reforms don't pass, there will be no constraints. No constraints on emissions from new facilities or old facilities. That's the choice before the parliament next week. In relation to design elements, I look forward to updating the public and the House and the Senate with the revised regulation, as I said when I released it on the 9th of January, the draft, that I would take advice and consult. There's been 9 months of consultation, 2 different consultation papers, many hundreds of submissions, many meetings, including as late as today between me and various industry groups. And I look forward to that advice being reflected in the updated regulation. I look forward to that regulation receiving the support of the crossbench and people of good faith across the parliament.
The call to the member for Adelaide.